Hey y'all.
Hey guys, we're coming today to start a video series basically on our journey for homeschooling. A lot of people have reached out via Facebook, phone calls, text messages, or just asking questions on the street. So we kind of want to do a series of videos on what we do as far as homeschool wise. But before we can do all that, you have to understand who we are as a homeschool family.
And why we homeschool.
Exactly. So we want to take this first video as an opportunity to not only introduce ourselves, but our kids, our unique challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis, and then kind of, like we said, the reason we chose to homeschool in the first place. And then with all that, that'll kind of merge into the rest of the videos that we have planned, going over loop schedules, homeschool basket, homeschool morning basket, curriculum, and all those activities and things that we work into our day-to-day homeschooling. So right now, let's just start on our journey on why we chose to homeschool. And for that, Paige will probably best describe it, because I will go on a rant for sure.
Yeah. So we've been homeschooling for 7 years now.
Yeah.
We have 3 kids. TJ, who is 12 and in the 7th grade. Elijah is 9 going on 10 in the 5th grade. And Brooklyn just turned 8 and she's in the 3rd grade this year.
Mm-hmm.
And our 2 youngest have always been homeschooled. TJ went to pre-K back when we were in New Jersey, and he did a semester of kindergarten. We noticed some challenges that he was facing when he entered kindergarten that he wasn't facing the year before in pre-K. And we feel that the teachers at the time didn't know how to, handle his, needs as far as his dyslexia. He has sleep apnea, which causes him to kind of blank out during the day and become really quiet. And then he has severe asthma and allergies. So his kindergarten year, we were dealing with all of that, which was new to Joe and I as young parents. And it wasn't new to his teachers, but at the time we weren't aware of exactly what was causing his delays in learning. So we pulled him from the public school system and we began to homeschool. So over the years, we have gone through a ton of different curriculums.
Yeah, we start off with Abeka and other box curriculums, because that's kind of where the internet searches pull you immediately when you start looking for homeschool curriculums. And after several $100s and about a year and a half of trying, thousands, we decided it wasn't conventional for us. It didn't keep up with my work schedule.
Me as a mom of a baby and a toddler at the time, box curriculums didn't work for us. Back then, I was surrounded by a lot of homeschool moms. I was meeting them at our last space, and what I spent many years doing, which I'm praying that you guys don't have to do, because we're gonna try to help you guys, and I hope that you have other homeschool families around you who will pour what they know into you guys. But I spent years and years trying to imitate other homeschoolers, other homeschool families. And I quickly found out you cannot do that when you are homeschooling. Whether you're new, whether you've been homeschooling for years, or thinking about homeschooling, it's great to ask other homeschool families for advice, but do not try to imitate them, because everyone's lifestyle is different. Everyone's kids are different, and even within our house, we have 3 children, and each of them is so different.
Yes.
If we can help you guys with homeschooling, we will. And to navigate the ton of information that people can give you and that the internet will throw your way.
Yeah. So the big takeaway is, obviously we're going to show you what works best for us, as far as our daily routines, our curriculum. But you're going to have to take that and make it your own. You're going to have to take it and apply what curriculum you're using or what extracurricular stuff you're using. our schedule is very much built around my work schedule, as Paige and I dual teach, and we're in charge of certain subjects as much as we are teaching together other subjects.
Yeah, that's the beauty of homeschooling, is adapting your schooling to your family. And so I guess I want to start off by telling you our homeschooling style. So we are eclectic homeschoolers.
That's just a fancy word for saying
we don't use a set curriculum.
Yeah.
We pull from all over the place. So currently we have hired teachers and tutors this year to help teach the kids in certain subjects, which has been amazing for us with his changing schedule and with my medical needs. A lot of you know that I was recently diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, which is not new. It was just, I've dealt with it for years. It was just given a name this year. And then a lot of you also know that Joe has deployed a lot in the past. We just got done doing a year tour.
Yep.
And then we PCS to Hawaii. So, hey guys. So we've had to adapt a lot this year, and I'm so thankful for the teachers and tutors and stuff that we have hired to kind of take some of the load of homeschooling off of us this year. But also Joe and I have split teaching the kids this year, where he teaches certain subjects such as math, because not my thing, and I teach subjects such as English because
I don't talk good.
He don't talk right, guys.
I'm not very well spoken.
He is.
But we realized our strengths lie in certain areas, and what we've been able to do is kind of divide and conquer technique. So while Paige is focused on one subject such as English with Elijah, I can focus on math with Torrance. So we're getting like a one-on-one with each kid, so that way the way that we're presenting the information is unique to each of them, so that they are learning everything that's involved, and it's not just a cookie cutter, here's the information, and if you get it, you get it, if you don't, you don't type mentality that a lot of the public schools tend to push, and a lot of the bocce rooms tend to push it that way as well. So this gives us a lot of one-on-one time with each child individually, so that we can curtail how we're teaching it to their special need.
Yeah.
So as Paige was saying, TJ, our oldest, is dyslexic, and due to his hello cat.
Hi, Sarabi.
I'm sorry that you guys saw that. But as well as being dyslexic, he does suffer with what is it? Sleep apnea. Which, for those who aren't aware, he has basically an entire night of just restless tossing and turning and fighting sleep. So he wakes up and he's very drowsy, he's very unmotivated, and it's not his personal feeling, it's just how his body is not allowing him to recharge at night where most of us would. So he presents a lot of challenges in that aspect of finding the motivating things to get him interested in what's being taught.
And it changes his processing too throughout the day with school. The way he processes the information. Some days when he is alert, he takes it all in, but majority of our nights are him dealing with his sleep apnea, so he doesn't process things like he normally would. And then on top of that, he has severe asthma and allergies, which have been under control since we've moved to Hawaii. Thank God for that.
True.
So those are the challenges that that he faces. And then we have Elijah.
Oh, beautiful like a bear. So for those that don't know, his personality is very big. He's very loud, very beautiful child. He also is on the spectrum. And so where he focuses and really digs in certain subjects such as history and geography, that kind of causes him to lose interest and focus in other areas because of the almost dead-like focus he has on certain things.
And so it causes him to feel overwhelmed with other subjects, even though he He is great at math and science. Just he's great at everything because he is so focus driven on certain subjects and topics. It causes a lot of stress and feeling overwhelmed. So we have to tailor our homeschooling towards kind of his focus, which can be difficult at times. On top of that, Elijah deals with chronic migraines, head and stomach, and he has since he was little. And like Torrance, when these medical things occur, they just don't learn the same way. And some days we have to shut school down, especially for Elijah, because a lot of the times we end up having to go to the emergency room, administering, what are they called? His emergency meds. Similar to an EpiPen for Torrance, Elijah has medicine for his migraines that we administer, but it causes his body to completely shut down. So that's another challenge that we have when it comes to homeschooling. And then we have Brooklyn.
Yes, our dear, sweet baby girl.
She suffers from a thing called SAS.
Yeah.
And
she's 8 going on 18.
And I keep saying, if they ever come out with a vaccine for SAS, how to control that, she will be getting that vaccine.
Vaccinating parents.
And I will become that parent who vaccinates. So,
she has her moments of being very sweet and gentle, but she is a very free-spirited child.
Strong.
And very strong-willed. So there's a lot of sass and a lot of attitude that we have to work around, especially when it's things that she doesn't want to do. She is not internally driven as the boys are to learn. She's very comfortable and very safe in what she already knows and things that she's already familiar with. And going too far outside of the norm really is not interesting to her.
And we are also with Brooklyn. We haven't been to the doctor yet for her, but I'm gathering that she might also deal with sleep apnea or a sleep disorder.
She does not sleep.
She does not sleep. She struggles, just her body resting. So we have a lot of challenges that we face. And then, my medical things, Joe also has chronic migraines, works crazy hours. Sometimes he's home, sometimes he's deployed, So we have learned over the years to adapt to not only the struggles in our life, but the constant changing that occurs. So with that, just kind of talk about why we homeschool. And the main thing is because we feel like children nowadays aren't prepared to go out into the world and survive and thrive as adults.
Yes, by no means are we saying homeschooling is the absolute only way to go when it comes to educating your child.
Oh, no, not at all.
But having both been products of the public school system and realizing as we started to have children that the world of standardized testing was really what was driving schools. To a point, through our nieces and nephews, we were able to kind of see that really schools were intended on teaching the test.
To pass the test.
And I understand the whole budgeting thing. I get why they do it to an extent, but it really sets kids up for failure. There's nothing there that teaches them what happens when they turn 18 and they're just expected to go into the world. And furthermore, these schools are just pushing college. And we're not against big universities.
No.
We also know now, having gone down quite a road of learning ourselves.
Student debt. He's talking about student debt.
We're still struggling to get out of. We've learned other avenues, technical schools and even a community college prior to a major university and things of that nature, trade schools that we've learned about over the years that, we make sure that we give our kids all the information up front and give them the best opportunity to make the best decision for them. In no ways do we say public universities or big universities are out of the question.
No,
it's not.
Because we've attended those schools and we just want to give our kids, we want to put everything out in front of them on a platter and say,
Yes.
a big buffet of life.
Yes.
And whatever you choose, that, you know, they've been exposed to it and that they can handle when it's time to leave our home.
Right.
On top of that, I am really big on spiritually preparing our kids to enter the world we live in. As adults, you guys know it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
And if you are not prepared for the world and how to handle what goes on in it, it will eat you. It will, and it can cause a whole bunch of problems. So spiritually, we want to prepare our children for the world. And so that's how we homeschool. We are very big on life skills.
Yes.
We are very big on teaching our kids the Word of God.
Yes.
And not having them so concerned about passing the test.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen a lot of pictures of our kids cooking, cleaning, working on cars, learning Japanese, French, and ASL, and learning about all the different countries in the world. And then you guys have seen pictures of us, you know, our kids quoting scripture. We don't do that to show, like, look what my kid can memorize. All of that is for them. It is for them, and we share it with you guys because I feel like, you know, sometimes people feel overwhelmed with how to teach their kids, and we love sharing what our kids have learned, so it can kind of be an encouragement, because that's what encouraged us back in the day, and it still encourages me. I follow so many homeschool moms, and I talk to so many for encouragement.
A lot of our curriculum is based on what our kids are interested in at the time. So as Paige mentioned, the kids' foreign languages and ASL, that's something that they chose to do, that they wanted to do. And it just kind of furthers what we want, which is making good citizens of the world and not just graduating kids, I guess. So that's something that they chose. Same with the chemistry lessons, which is where some of their cooking comes from. And things of that nature. The way that we tweak our geography and discuss countries is based on our heritage and our ancestry. We've done the Ancestry DNA, and no, they are not promoting this video or paying for it, but
No.
it is something that we did, and we took those results and we adapted a geography curriculum out of it where we study those countries so that our kids understand both parts of where they came from. And have a better respect of who they are as an individual, as well as discovering the food, the cultures, the religions, everything that is involved in that country that we're currently studying. So a lot of our curriculum is fluid. It's changing constantly to keep up with what they're interested in, as well as checking those boxes with the state saying, yes, we're teaching math, yes, we're teaching science and things, because we still have to meet those requirements as well in order to not be, you know, against the law or breaking the law.
So when some of you ask, like, oh, what curriculum are you using? That's a loaded question for us.
We don't have one set curriculum, and I wouldn't even say we have a solid universal curriculum. Our curriculum is very diverse. It's consisting of woke for our history. We pull from Singapore math,
Charlotte Mason, Ambleside Online. A lot of you have seen we use master books. Sometimes we come up with our own curriculum for a set amount of weeks. We do unit studies. We're just all over the place.
We do, and like I said, this year is kind of a new realm for us as well. As many of y'all, due to COVID, are having to experience virtual learning, we've stepped into that world as well. Through a couple resources, such as a private tutor who's teaching the boys chemistry and literature. And as well as their foreign languages are all done online with either instructors on that side or people who are actually part of that culture teaching it firsthand. As Tori's Japanese teacher, I believe, is you know, very involved in the Japanese culture. So we're still discovering new things, and we're still developing our curriculum.
As our kids grow and change, we're, again, adapting.
Right.
Homeschooling for everyone is about adapting. So with the questions you guys have been sending, I have been writing them down. I've been saving them on in my phone.
Yeah.
Joe and I are constantly discussing. I'm getting daily questions now,
which is great.
Which is great,
you know?
which is new for me though. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
people are watching.
Yeah. But we will, like I said, the purpose of this is to inform you guys on what works for us in hopes that you can take it, adapt it to your setting, and make something work for you and your kids. And if we can ease that burden on your homeschool journey, then that's what we're here to do. So we'll be making subsequent videos. Like I said, the upcoming ones are going to be over our loop scheduling system and our morning basket routine, because a lot of people are kind of curious, how do we schedule our day with my work schedule, her medical conditions, if the kids are just not feeling it. We do not force school every single day of the week. We are taking frequent breaks, but even in doing so, we're still trucking through a lot of our curriculum pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Just because when they're ready to learn, they'll soak in as much as you can give them. So there's a lot of things that go into our daily schedule. So we'll make a special video about that and our morning basket and how we start our day. And then the more questions you have is basically the more videos we'll make geared to specific topics. We're really not trying to be those family that just take you around our day-to-day routine. But we definitely want to give y'all help, like I said, where we can. So with your specific questions, we'll make specific videos tailored to those questions.
Yeah, so we're just trying to show you guys our life as a military homeschooling family of 3 kids with their own individual needs.
Yeah. And on top of all of that, the icing on the cake is the 3 cats who you saw one walking across the video because she can't not be bougie.
That's his cat.
That's my cat. Yeah, it says a lot about me, right? And we have 2 other cats, and then of course we have 2 dogs. Kaya, who's partially deaf, maybe fully deaf. We're not exactly sure yet. Yeah. And then our Bomb Nasty, who's been with us for 7 years now.
And then the 2 younger cats you always see on the homeschool desk, my assistants, Quinn Quan, Miss Quinn Quan,
Miss Quinn Quan, and Miss Pearl Girl Cotton Paul.
Yep. So you guys will be seeing our life, and not just from Facebook, where it looks glamorous, most of the time.
It's not. You'll see raw, uncut.
Yeah.
Us. We are not people who get up and put makeup on every morning. A lot of our.
Do you see these bags?
A lot of our days are spent in pajama pants and t-shirts.
Yeah. Trucking through the day, trying to.
So you'll experience that firsthand, and like I said, it's in an effort to help you guys out. We're not here to impress anybody. We're not here to make any sort of money off these. This is solely to help you guys.
Yeah, I'm very big on. So many people have poured into us over the years, especially me. As when I started off as a young military spouse and homeschool mom, and I soaked so much in, and now I feel like I'm full enough to pour into you guys and to share. And I appreciate that you guys ask me questions. It makes me feel so good. I'm like, oh my gosh, people want advice from me, this hot mess. But if I can help you, I will. And it's just easier for us to do videos instead of messaging, texting everybody all day, because some days I don't have the energy and some days we're just so busy. So I'm praying that these videos motivate and encourage and help you guys during this 2020 pandemic, or in the future if you're considering homeschooling or just curious. Sorry, we have birthday balloons about to pop. Can you turn the light off, TJ? Or pull it down?
It's gonna pop.
See, real life.
No, just turn the fan.
Balloons are about to pop and get tangled in the fan.
Bubba, just turn the fan off.
Yeah.
That was almost scary.
That was.
We had one pop earlier.
Yeah. But you guys will be getting real and raw Sheffields, and I hope it doesn't scare you.
It's probably going to scare you.
It's probably going to scare you. No, but we will be putting out some videos soon.
We're working on them now.
yeah, so look forward to that, and keep sending me questions, and we will answer what we can. And we love you guys, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Ciao.